Yes, my people, welcome back to another edition of the Reggae Boyz Weekly. Today I'm joined by Dicanio, the man himself, Mr. Arsenal, who thinks they're going to win the league this season. And I'm also joined by Rome, fellow Manchester United fan. Both of us not having a good time since the start of the season. However, we won a trophy before Arsenal, or we won a trophy this season, whereas Arsenal will not win a trophy, not even the local energy drinks cup. But Dicanio, big up yourself, all go on.
There another ready to talk football. Just want to welcome the guests. I'm surrounded by two Manchester United fans that are living in the past. You guys will never be what you guys were going forward. So just keep that in your head. You see me? Just continue living our past and just remember those good days because it will not happen again. But big up to you, man.
Rome, big up yourself. What are you doing?
Yeah, brother. Hey, just remember when we grew up as youths, Manchester United was a villain for all of them, brother. That's why I'm not like we, You understand? So go and do your damage, man. Man, you all the way, bro.
LD Bavarian Cubana, big up yourself. Are you Cuban? Man say, what you mean? All talk, no bite. So we'll get into that. But people, as I said, welcome back to another edition of the Reggae Boyz Weekly. If you guys are just joining us, please go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe as well. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. But people, 16 of you guys across both platforms in total. So please hit that like button so we can get more people, because we have some hot topics to discuss today as it surrounds Jamaican football. Also, stick around for the punk of the week. I have to be very careful here, people, because last couple of weeks my review the punk of the week being, so I have to look really, really good as to what I go bring up a while ago. But stick around for the punk of the week at the end of the show. As I said before, people, joined by Dicanio and Rome. And let me play the intro first and then we just shout out Rome channel quickly. So yeah, so let me give you guys the big bad intro. Yes, people, rise up, rise up. Sorry, Owen, big up yourself in the comment section. Big up yourself. People, special guest in the building, the fourth official 836 subscribers. Owen, and everybody, you guys know what to do already. Just go over there, subscribe, get into 1,000 subscribers as quickly as you can. Covers Manchester United content plus Reggae Boyz. You know what I'm saying? We're all Reggae Boyz supporters. We all want the best for the team. But the big question is, does the team want the best for themselves? You know what I'm saying? That's the question that we should be asking, because, they left the shooting boots at home last night, people. So it's an unfortunate thing. However, Dicanio, where you want to start off? Did you introduce topics them? Never introduced them, don't you? No. So people, we're going to discuss Michail Antonio today as, a paper in England basically labeled him as a flop after his performance yesterday against Cuba. I think the word flop might be strong, so we're going to discuss that. Also, we're going to discuss Mason Greenwood as the interim manager, or the current interim manager of England, Lee Carsley. And, shockingly, today I found out he's from Ireland, actually, and they played against Ireland. But, however, he spoke about Mason Greenwood. He gave some comments about Mason Greenwood, who is on the brink of representing Jamaica sooner rather than later, we hope. Also going to discuss Leon Bailey, as some fans are stating that, Bailey was a big miss yesterday against Cuba. And we're going to get into the match review, as, it was a goalless draw for Jamaica against the Cubans. And as I said, my father's side of family, they come from Cuba. So, it's a win for me as well. You with Cuba, John, some Cuban heritage. You know what I'm saying? So, big up to the Cubans, them. You see me, I say, I have to work on my Spanish, but all that to my Cuban brethren, them. You see me, I say. But, firstly, I just want to get into this before we get into the juice topics, them. Demar Gray had posted a picture on Instagram, and Dwight McNeil, who, I don't even know somebody to comment this still, but anyways, Dwight McNeil, who can represent Jamaica, he left a comment, the green heart plus the yellow heart. Dwight McNeil, former teammate to Demar Gray when Demar Gray was at Everton, both shared the dressing room, and we know the qualities of Dwight McNeil, and he has been under Damara Gray's comment section a few times, especially when he's representing Jamaica, leaving comments, etc. Obviously I went ahead to say like the comment if you want to play for Jamaica, but you never did that, people. So but big up to Dwight McNeil, still a potential target for the Jamaica Football Federation. And as we all know, couple weeks ago, or not like couple weeks ago, maybe like how long ago, Dicanio? Maybe like a week or two ago, the president basically came out with a list of players that, out of the list, 4 their documents are with Pika. However, Dwight McNeil's name was not on that list, and that list was given to Steve McLaren to potentially or to try to recruit these players to play for Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Dwight McNeil, as I said, was not one of those players. So maybe further down the line, we'll hear something about Dwight McNeil. What if it is the case where he has his passport already? You never know. So, that might be the case. Rome, you have any thoughts on that? Dwight McNeil, another addition to the Reggae Boyz. What do you think about the quality of that player? People, when I mean another addition, another potential addition. When I want people to say me, I give them fake news. What do you think about that, Rome?
Dwight McNeil. Listen, the way I rate the player, I rate the guy. He's a former Manchester United Academy graduate too, so yeah, no. I do think, however, that with his left foot and set pieces, he can give us something that we don't have. That we don't have right now. Because his left foot is deadly. I know he's not playing well. Everton and a lot is not playing well overall. But I think when it comes from a Jamaica's perspective, I think it can be a wonderful addition. Because when it comes to left foot, set pieces, corner flags, anywhere we can get it, it can be a decent addition to the team. So I think it's a very good pick if he wants to play for Jamaica, because we know that he can't make the English team, but the question is, does he want to play for Jamaica? And if that's the case, JFF should be calling him right now.
Yeah, I think definitely that's the case, because as I said, there's no chance of him playing. He doesn't seem like he has the ambition to want to go up a level. He seems happy at the level that he is, as long as he's playing Premier League football. I remember he was at Burnley, and Burnley was in the Premier League for a long time. The moment Burnley went down, that's when he moved to Everton. So for him, I think it's just a case of he's happy playing Premier League football. He knows that he's at the level of Premier League, playing in the Premier League. So even if the team that he's at goes down, there are going to be other teams that want him. And I think that left-footed thing as well that you just mentioned, I think Jamaica missed that yesterday, because he's not a quote-unquote winger. He's a midfielder as well, a wide midfielder. Yesterday, when we pick up the ball in certain areas, we never have the angle there. And I talked about it in the video we're going to drop tomorrow. We never have the angle there of a left footer. Like how sometimes when a left footer have the ball, certain way, can whip in a cross with an in-swing, in play. We never have that. It's like we're just one-dimensional with one other right footers. And me, I say, yesterday when we did the match and me, I watch it and me, I said, if we have a left footer get the ball the way how Bobby get the ball, so we know say ball can swing in with that in-swing. But instead, it have to go back to the D and it have to go around and it have to circle around, bro. So, but I think we need a left footer in the midfield. Not saying a left footer after that, but we need somebody who can come on off the bench or come off the bench and give the team a different dynamic, give the team different angles with the way we are trying to create chances. You see me? Now, a lot of people might call for Daniel Johnson, a lot of people might call for Tariq McGee, but the truth of the matter is they aren't deemed to be of the level that we're trying to be at. So if they aren't those players, then we need to get in someone, and Dwight McNeil fits that category for me. What do you think, person?
By the way, people, sorry, the man who called me in the comment section. I don't know how me spell bite as BIGHT. Like my high brother, like people, I'm not smoke what Jano style. How me spell that? But anyways, Dwight McNeil, people, quality player for me. Definitely would like to see him for Jamaica. I think we did a video on Dwight McNeil before, if I'm not mistaken. Probably I am mistaken, to be honest, people. But predominantly plays off that left-hand side, another left footer, as you said, right, Dicanio?
Yeah.
So, and you see, I think one good thing that Dwight McNeil offers is he can dribble, and he can create chances. Look at his statistics when he was at Burnley and even Everton as well. He's a creative player and he can dribble with the ball, especially from deep. And I think, we could use more of that in the national team. But there's nothing in this, people, as far as things stand. It's just Dwight McNeil, former teammate of Damara Gray, just, leaving a comment in his comment section on Instagram. So, I'm sure that if anything comes out of this or any new developments, we'll see that in articles to come further down the line. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, Peter P, big up yourself. Peter said it doesn't matter who plays for us if the game plan remains the same. Get what I say, Peter. Owen, big up yourself. Conrad, big up yourself. Jairus, big up yourself. Yeah, man, I misspell right, brother. Like, Zamada, rush Dicanio. Get me, I say, but make mistake sometime. But next thing we want to talk about, right? What's the next thing that we can get into? And before me even get into the next thing, people, please just stop what you're doing. Like, share, subscribe, people. Once again, we have a guest on Rome, the fourth official fellow Manchester United fan, people. So just get the likes up so we can have a good discussion to the people, because we're going to talk about Mason Greenwood, fan favorite, despite him not playing for Jamaica as yet. Lee Carsley, the interim manager, had some things to say about Mason Greenwood. So stick around for that. Dukan, what's the next topic for today?
Never saying the order, brother.
As those people, I mean, should I know about
we'll go straight into the league comments.
So we could get into the Mason. Yeah, we could get into the Mason Greenwood comments, right, people? So yeah, well, not Mason Greenwood comments. What Lee Carsley had to say surrounding Mason Greenwood. So before the game against Ireland in the pre-match press conference, he was asked about Greenwood as to whether or not Mason Greenwood was on his radar despite his good performances for Marseille in the French league. And I'm going to play what Lee Carsley had to say in response to that question. So let me just play it for you guys.
There's one player who's shining at the moment who's not in the squad. This player is Mason Greenwood. Are you watching his game in Marseille? He's still considered as a player you can hold?
Yeah, Mason wasn't a player that we can consider, to be honest now. I'm aware of how he's doing, but he wasn't under consideration.
Yeah, people, so that's what Lee Carsley had to say. Let me just play one more time for you guys.
There's one player who's shining at the moment who's not in the squad. This player is Mason Greenwood. Are you watching his game in Marseille? He's still considered as a player you can hold?
Yeah, Mason wasn't a player that we can consider, to be honest now. I'm aware of how he's doing, but he wasn't under consideration.
Manager. So let me just read this article quickly for you guys. So the headline coming out of I think it's the Mirror actually, or no, it's the Mirror. No, Daily Mail. I think the Mirror and different publications are covering this story as well. So Lee Carsley provides an update on Mason Greenwood's England future after the forward's flying start to life in League One with Marseille. Lee Carsley clarified Mason Greenwood's current England status on Friday. So this was actually yesterday. So let me just get into it. So Lee Carsley has revealed that he cannot consider Mason Greenwood for selection of England despite his prolific recent form. Greenwood completed a long-awaited transfer away from boyhood club Manchester United this summer, with the 22-year-old joining League One side Marseille in a deal worth $22 million. Joining up with former Brighton boss Roberto De Zerbi, Greenwood has proved an instant hit on the south of France. After netting a brace against Brest on his debut, Greenwood has continued his impressive start to take his tally to 5 goals and an assist from his first 3 league games. Under different circumstances, such as a start, would put a player in contention to be selected for the national side. Interim boss Carsley was asked on Friday whether he had considered Greenwood for his first squad. So we all know the squad that was selected, but they were just asking whether or not Greenwood's name came across his mind, in which his response was no. And we all know the reason as to why his name wouldn't have crossed Lee Carsley's mind. And if we're being honest, Dicanio, I saw a report recently where it was stating that England, they were looking at Mason Greenwood, hoping to just keep tabs on the player in case they need to select him. But as we've seen, Lee Carsley is basically saying, I think he's just saying, listen, the man not going to play for England. Ron, let me start with you. Thoughts on that?
Thoughts on Mason Greenwood and this guy named Lee Carsley. I do think that he is saying what the FA wants him to say, and in which case I agree with that completely 100% because I'm a fan of Jamaica football and I want to see Mason Greenwood play for Jamaica. He's going to echo what FA and English media will be saying regarding Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood was not charged, was not found guilty for anything. So, in the eyes of me and every other fan in the world who likes to play football, who wants to watch young group men play football, they should just keep their mouth shut and watch them play football. They shouldn't be talking about Mr. Greenwood's life overall, and that's what this is all about. Really, it's all about his personal life and not about his football. And so they decided Mr. Greenwood should not play for England anymore, and I'm happy about that. I am 100% happy about that. He can stay all they want. They can stay all they want as long as he's coming to Jamaica. I do think, however, that reason why he's not playing for Jamaica yet is because he's trying to sort out his footballing career. It was it was up in the air with Manchester United wanting him, not wanting him, that kind of stuff last year. They sent him out on loan, came back. Now eventually made a move to Marseille. Now he's settled. I'm hoping that the next call up we can see Mason Greenwood getting that expedited passport that says Jamaica on it, and he can play for Jamaica. That is all I'm hoping for. I'm busy about England no more.
Yeah, and the president did mention, we did report on it with the expedited process thing. The president mentioned that they're trying to get those passports sorted out by the time our next World Cup qualifiers period is. And our next World Cup qualifiers period is June 7th. See? So we are next year that June 7th, 2025. So by then, we should be able to have real contention for these heritage players, including Mason Greenwood, to be in contention for that British Virgin Island game. And may I tell you, brother, if the money ever fought in for the British Virgin Island game, brother, Jamaica create history with the amount of goal and score in one match. British Virgin Island, them not ready. Them on US Virgin Island, Canada dump them up all the while. You see me?
Listen, man. Listen, my brother. None of them are ready if you win Mason Greenwood touch your feet.
Brother, that way I try to tell you.
None of them are ready.
That man goodly father and score a trick on debut 4, 6, 5. Man think I joke, brother. But watch your person. More you play about the clip with Lee Carsley, because right here gunnazyt is saying that the mail online is not a credible source. So this is not only about the mail online. Lee Carsley himself made the comments. All the mail did was just report on the comments that he made. So just play it for the people and just a follow.
But there's one player who's shining at the moment who's not in the squad. This player is Mason Greenwood. Are you watching his game in Marseille? He's still considered as a player you can hold?
Yeah, Mason wasn't a player that we can consider, to be honest now. I'm aware of how he's doing, but he wasn't under consideration.
Yeah, so that was Lee Carsley, the interim boss, literally saying Gunner's boss that he is not in contention. So it's not really the mail, it'll come directly from the coach. You see me? Go through, person.
Yeah, and even different publications, to be fair, they're picking up on this as well, and they're reporting it. So it doesn't come down to credibility in this moment. It's coming from the mouth of Lee Carsley. So honestly, I want to question Lee Carsley whether or not he's credible. You know what I'm saying? But the man say as the interim coach that Greenwood's name did not come across his mind. And as I said, to me, in terms of my interpretation, it just comes down to he will never play for England again under any coach that will coach the national team for England. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody in this prolific form, and even in the article it stated in a different word, somebody in that form would have been considered, not only being considered, but probably be selected for the national team. You go at a new club, 5 goals in 3 games or something like that, plus an assist. Come on, bro. Like you look at Cole Palmer when he just went to Chelsea and he was starting off good. He was in contention for a place in the English national team. Gunners boss, big up yourself. Him said nothing is gonna change. Mason not going to make much different. Gunners bless. I mean, that's a strong statement to say surrounding the talent of Mason Greenwood. The room, I know say you're a fan of Greenwood. I have to say about that.
What I would say is that not only does the FA doesn't want Mason Greenwood, you have to remember Mason Greenwood has a choice of whether he wants to play for them or not. And you guys think back to when Mason Greenwood has his first issue with the England team when they went out. I think they were in Scandinavia, and him and Foden in our room by themselves, and they were called to a girl in their room. And the media kept pressing on Mason Greenwood. because it was going through COVID at the time. And the media just keep pressing on Mason Greenwood, and nobody said anything about Foden, who had a girl and a daughter at the time, or a son, I think, at the time. And they just keep pressing on Mason Greenwood. And Foden was the one who, as a senior to Mason Greenwood, was supposed to, guide them the right way. They went out and they got girls together. And that, coupled with what happened with Mason Greenwood with him and his woman, Mason Greenwood now have no desire to play for Jamaica. And I said that when it just happened earlier, about 2 years ago. I mean, I think it got happen again. He have no desire to play for Jamaica, for England. No desire to play for England, without a doubt.
Dicanio, you have nothing to say?
No, man, I hate that dog. We all know that it's far gone. The president of the Jamaica Football Federation has said, English papers have said, everything is just falling in line to say that it's done, it's over with, right? England coach confirms that he's not in contention, not even think for selecting, even with the form that he's on, right? There were multiple publications that followed out and said that JFF requested for him switch allegiance from the English FA, right? So all that are coming to play, and then our president in our JFF made mention of the fact that everything is going on. We asked Mr. Rudolph's when he fought on our program. He said that it was closer. So yeah, it's just a matter of time for all of this workout, everything forward into play. And by the time the World Cup qualifies for forward, hopefully we can see him then. Just hope the man him down an injury and everything just good by the time to forward, you see me? But
and
move on.
for the people who just join again, let me just play what Lee Carsley had to say.
But there's one player who's shining at the moment who's not in the squad. This player is Mason Greenwood. Are you watching his game in Marseille? He's still considered as a player you can hold?
Yeah, Mason wasn't a player that we can consider, to be honest now. I'm aware of how he's doing, but he wasn't under consideration.
Yeah, and I think Rome makes a good point when him say, this is coming from the FA, because in an alternate universe, any coach would want a quality player like a Mason Greenwood, So, yeah, it's coming from the FA, and, we all know how England operates in terms of the media, etc., etc. But listen, the President Michael Ricketts did state, and Mr. Speed and Dennis Strong on multiple occasions that, and especially more recently, Mr. Ricketts stating that his documents are being sorted out. So, not going to curse or expletive, but I guess I could say F England in that sense, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, we can move on. Michail Antonio, people, you know that I'm not a fan of Michail Antonio, and people talk about Michail Antonio since the game or after the game. And for me, people, I think some of us might be, as Jamaicans would say, frightened Friday over this guy, Michail Antonio. Not because a guy plays in the Premier, it means that he's that ilk or that quality. And I've always stated, when it comes on to a striker for me, I like a striker who, has presence in the box. And when I mean presence, I don't mean just being physical, but presence in terms of laying yourself on people like Erling Haaland, creating space for teammates, creating space for yourself, creating opportunities for yourself. I do not care about a striker who holds up the ball. I don't care about a flat track bully. Now, Michail Antonio has been labeled as a flop by a newspaper or some website in England after his performance against Cuba last night at the office, or rather known as the National Stadium. And for me, I think personally, even though I'm a big critic of Michail Antonio, I think flop is a strong word. I don't think his performance warranted them calling him a flop. However, I think at some point in time, and preferably leading into the World Cup or World Cup qualifications, there's one striker in mind that we could get, and it is Ellis Sims. And I think we should strongly pursue Ellis Sims. But people, Michail Antonio he's not that guy. For me, he's not that guy. However, I'm not going to call him a flop. So the article, the headline is West Ham United must make change to starting 11 now after Michail Antonio flops for Jamaica. So it was written by Zach Anderton. So Michail Antonio has been a great servant to West Ham United, but there is a growing feeling that the time is right to move on from the experienced forward. The striker is the Hammers' top scorer in Premier League history and has no doubt made a stellar impact during his time at the London Stadium. However, throughout last season and the start of the 24-25 campaign, the striker hasn't been the same player we've seen in previous years. Hopefully I pronounce this right. Tim, I would say Stideton or Steeton. Tim, if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, forgive me. So Tim saw this. So Tim saw this too. What? Tim Steeton saw this too, which is why German talisman Nicholas Folker, I still pronounce it, Dicanio?
Fulker.
Yeah.
Folker was brought in to bolster the competition up top. Following Antonio's most recent performance for Jamaica, it feels as if Lopetegui now has no other option but to bench the striker for Folker in the near future. They went in to talk about what Folker offers. I don't want to get into that because I want to get into the performance of Michail Antonio, not only against Cuba, but just the overall makeup of this guy, Michail Antonio, because, I watched him last night, I watched him in the Copa America, and, for me, it almost looks as if, I texted Dicanio in the group chat room, and I tell him, say, every time Michail Antonio play for Jamaica, I come in like him shirt full of water. You have any thoughts on Michail Antonio and his performance yesterday, and just overall for Jamaica?
I think I completely differ in your perspective of Michail Antonio and what he adds to this team. I think what we had previously and what we have now is totally different. It's like day and night. Michail Antonio can hold the ball. He can lay the ball off. He can make passes, make crosses, make passes, make opportunities for people in and around the area, right? That's what we didn't have prior to. All we have was individuals playing individually in a game that should be a team game. What we have now is Michail Antonio, who is an individual playing as a team. Now, yesterday, when you talk about the game from yesterday, I remember Michail Antonio get the ball bounce up. The defender is trying to get the ball. Put a shoulder on the defender, grab the ball, take a touch, lay it down nicely for Jamal low. And all he had to do was put it in the corner. But he took an extra touch, kick it on the keeper, and save it. Michail Antonio had one or two opportunities, difficult opportunities, and he tried it, they saved it. I think Michail Antonio gives us something that we didn't have prior to. That's why I like Michail Antonio in this Jamaica team. When it comes to what they said about Fulkirk and Michail Antonio, what happened last year, the year before, the guy that came from Atalanta, came from Italy, came to West Ham, and he was flopping, and then sent him back to Italy. Remember that guy? Can't remember his name. I'll tell you in a second.
No, how we are talking.
You know what I talk? I'm injured now. But anyway, yeah, exactly. But I tattoo on the neck. I still have happened to Fulkirk because
Skamaka.
Yeah, Skamaka.
Exactly. So what the same thing happened to Fulkirk. He might be successful, but the reason why Brian don't man make him leave, and the same thing happened when him got a West Ham, right? So I definitely think that what that article is talking about is just an agenda against Michail Antonio, in my perspective. I think
I disagree, and reason being, Michail Antonio is 34. No, West Ham, they've under David Moyes, they were successful. We can't deny that, right? However, West Ham saw how clubs like Brighton in specific were operating in terms of predominantly qualifying for Europe and just doing good in the league, right? And I think West Ham wanted to go into that direction in terms of playing less defensive football and playing, not say more expansive, but at least more attacking football, because they have those types of players, right? Now, if West Ham want to accomplish that, you have to move on from a Michail Antonio at some point in time. You know what I'm saying? You can't look at the past and say, oh, Michail Antonio has done this for the club and he's a club legend. He's 34. You lose your legs year by year. We've seen this with multiple players. And for me, when it comes down to Jamaica, he's just not that guy. He's not scoring goals for the country. At least with Shamar Nicholson, I can make the case. Even when Shamar Nicholson is not playing for his club, whether he might get 5 or 6 opportunities, he still scores for Jamaica eventually. He can offer goals. Michail Antonio, I do not care about him being a flat track bully. I do not care about hold-up play. That's not the essence of a striker. The essence of a striker is to score goals. You think West Ham fans want Michail Antonio? If they could have done better, they would have get rid of Michail Antonio by now. It's just that them find themselves in a sticky position that they've been trying strikers over the years. It's not working, and it's best to have him as a backup option in case the striker you bring in no work. He can at least offer something half decent across the season. But come on, people. You look at the Balogun of the world and some of these strikers for respective countries across CONCACAF region. Michail Antonio, he's not a flop in the game yesterday, but he's no player for Jamaica. Michail Antonio should be coming off the bench. Sorry.
All right.
Should be coming off the bench.
What I would say to that is, if we as a people, as a nation, wants to see better football, we need to attract better footballers. And what we did was bring Michail Antonio, who can play better football. Remember, what we are used to is playing this tennis football, where me have the ball over there, so I'm just kick it over there so to you, and then kick it back to me and just play tennis, guys, kick it over there, so kick it up, just back and forth. That's what the type of football that Jamaica is used to, right? You defend, win back the ball, kick it back to him. All right, defend again, kick it back to him. Them type of football that is done. You understand? We want to see some attractive football, right? We didn't see a lot of that yesterday. And give Steve McCarron time. I'll give him time because Jano yesterday was crap complete. But what I am saying is Michail Antonio gives us a different dynamic. Right?
Yeah, but
Nicholson, the all the strikers that we had before, all they had was jump, catch the ball, run, try score. Shaman Nichols score 1 or 2 goals and a half. Yes. Nichols to score 1 or 2 goals, 1.5. Yes. Nobody scoring at all in this team. Nobody. So we're not talking about goals that they're scoring and not scoring. We're talking about the type of football that we want to see moving forward. So yes, Michail Antonio is not the end all and be all for Jamaica football, but right now he is what we have and what we are moving forward to. Is what I say.
Yeah, but I just see it different. Like, as I've always expressed that I like a striker that score goals. I rather have Shaman Nicholson when he create 10 opportunity and he have to kick all 9 before him score 1 or something. You get me? I say, because Michail Antonio he does not score for Jamaica. He's not a threat to opposition teams. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be the vocal point of the team, you have to be the guy where if majority of the balls fall to you, or you put yourself in positions that when the balls fall to you, you can put that ball in the back of the net. You said Dicanio?
But when the balls fall to you.
Oh.
But what I say is with Michail Antonio, right? Because I have to disagree, but agree with some points that court officials say.
But I will never defend Michail Antonio. A man that is paid. Okay, Jamaica doesn't pay him, but a man that should thrive off scoring goals does not do that enough. A man that should be putting himself in positions to get on the end of chances is not doing that enough. And I feel like, I'm not saying that Shaman Nicholson is not the answer as well, but why is it that we cuddle up Michail Antonio? Is it because he plays in the English Premier League? Let's be honest, people. Because I feel like we have certain ballers in the squad, and I'm not criticizing them off the game yesterday, but we have certain ballers that just because, they play in the championship or they play in the Prem, it's hard for some of us to criticize them, or we tend to find excuses for them. Go ahead. And sorry for your train of thought.
You can talk now.
Yeah, go through.
All right, brother. So as I was saying, I have to agree and also disagree with some points where the court officials say. Now, he made mention of the style of play, right? Now, for one, the team played a totally different style of football than we have seen for a long period of time, right? We have seen Jamaica play against Dominica and still struggle to dominate the ball the way how we did yesterday against Cuba, right? So the style of play for sure has changed. Now, apart from the chances that we missed, I don't think the game yesterday was a game where we can look on and say we don't want to be the catalyst of what we want to see from Jamaica going forward. We had shots on target, we had chances. There was a system that was allowing us to get those chances, to be creative in the final third. We were solid, barely got countered on. So the platform that McLaren set in that first game was solid. It's something that we can build off. However, now going back to the strikers, not only Antonio but also Lowe, you have to be taking your chances. If we had played the way how we played and Antonio scored the header we him get, them R.I. Gray score the 2 1-on-1 them we him get, or Jamal Lowe tap in the shot when kick and sky over the bar. Boza's goal was the chance that Boza get in the offside. However, Bobby Reid could have scored ahead of it and he missed the ball. So there were many chances in the game that was created from being patient. Jamaican people love talk about say we love kick away ball, and when we finally play patient football, them are cussy teams, so them the team in for up and a kick away ball. So make up on the mind, but one know the team played good football yesterday. It was just a matter of why did we not finish chances. The only player I'm sip on the field, I'm gonna say this all the time, we are kicking go water and low. Low, the whole stadium ain't low. From low touch the ball, everybody a cuss. They didn't even want that man touch the ball because him get it, him a kick it. But apart from that, the team itself was knocking the ball. They were patient, they were probing, and they created chances to score. Now, I can't cuss the coach for that. I can't cuss the system because the coach himself said the team went out and performed how we wanted them to perform. But at the end of the day, you have to take your chances. Now that we're on the topic of taking chances, I'm going to head into Michail Antonio, right? Because you can look at positives like what the fourth official said, like what Rome said, right? Him win the red card, him win the foul, we get the man the red card. He's a pestilence, right? But at the end of the day, you're a striker. You're not just only there to be a pestilence in defenders. If you get a chance here, you have to score it. If he was at West Ham and him get the header, he must score. Why? Because him have Nicholas full crew. When him know say him can't afford to get them chances and score, right? Because full crew will come and take a game. And I think that's where press off forward and I say no, say I think there's some form of favoritism in the national team as it relates to a Premier League player because he must start for West Ham, etc., etc. Because you can't have a man like Shamar Nichols. I wanted Antonio off in that second half from early. I wanted Antonio off and I wanted Lowe off. I'm going to want Boza on and Dixon on from early. Why Dixon? Why did it take 5 minutes to put on Dixon? Right? So there are certain things where I have to look on and I say, all right, maybe the coach could have done better. But then I can't look on it and say the team are playing bad football. Yes, it felt lethargic because it was a 0-0 draw, right? But at the end of the day, if I look at that game in retrospect, we had chances to score. And if Jamaica scored 3 of them goals, everybody would have said, Humba Jamaica, come back Jamaica, knock ball, Jamaica, pass ball, and them score. Them beat up Cuba. But just because I take the chances is a totally different outlook on the game. You see me? So I think having Antonio now is a good platform to be on. But we can't have a World Cup with Antonio, obviously. So that's why I'm saying I have to agree with Rome and disagree with you as it relates to the style of play, whatever.
Gunners boss, big up yourself.
Yeah. Big up yourself, Gunners boss.
Yeah.
So yeah, people in the comment section also mentioned Ellis Sims. That's
before we go to Ellis Sims, right? I agree with you in the sense that if Jamaica qualifies for the World Cup, we cannot not say we cannot bring Michail Antonio, right? But it can't be the first striker. It can't be the man who start. Cannot be. He cannot be people. By the time World Cup forward, Michail Antonio is old. 36. By 36 come Michail Antonio done. In the present now, fine. You know, he can do a job, whatever the case is. But I'm talking long term. Moving forward, I'm not advocate that we'll find a replacement for Michail Antonio. But I even think, no, a lot of people find excuses for Michail Antonio to an extent. You see what I say? Because what's the sense?
I think they're just being real.
What's the sense?
There are things that he offers to the team.
Yeah, but when you have a team, when you have a team where one striker not score, you expect the next striker to pick up the slack. When that striker is not doing anything, you expect the next striker to pick up the slack. So it's like you play handicap then, you see what I say? Because one man not score and the next man not score. And the next man, if he can put himself in a position to score, at least we can say Shamar Nicholson can put himself in positions. Rome, we have any thoughts about that? Because you must admit that Shamar Nicholson gets around in the 18 in goal scoring positions. It just comes down to his finishing ability.
So, my thoughts on Shamar Nicholson as opposed to Nicholson to Antonio is two totally different type of players, right? Shamar Nicholson is the type. Antonio is the type who comes into the midfield, link up with the midfield, try win the ball, try pass down and then move to the forward line. Nicholson is the type who would stay on the forward line and try to run on in the defense. And there are different type of strikers. So in my perspective, We need those type of players. We need those different type of players. The same issue that Manchester United are having right now. We have the main striker number 9, which is Rasmus Holland, and then you have Xerxes, which is the number 9.5 as in concept, as in come back, link up play, and connect and then go forward. Like Xerxes stays on the defense and try run through. So I think they're two total different strikers, which is why Nicholson will always have the opportunities to get into goal scoring chances, goal scoring places, because he's there in the goal scoring areas while Antonio comes back, try to connect play, and then move forward. I do think we need those two type of strikers in Jamaica football team. However, if we're going to improve our play, we need Michail Antonio at the moment. This is why I say Michail Antonio is for the now. It's not for 2 years from now, 5 years from now. It's for now. It's what we have and what we're trying to achieve now, which is the type of football where we can develop our play. If you realize yesterday, throughout the midfield, we didn't see 5 times where the midfield played the ball through the middle. We didn't see that at all. What we saw was long passes from back to right, from back to front, from back to front. We didn't see any time where Latibodier connect with the number 8, can't remember my name, and then you move forward through the midfield. We didn't see it at all. All we saw was long passes or them go down the side of the flank. We don't see any connections with the midfield. So what we need to work on is how we are playing, not necessarily focus on just one striker, which is Antonio, because Antonio right now is not the problem for me. Antonio is definitely not a problem. The problem is Jamaica's setup overall. And we saw Al Grimson try to fix that in his first stint. And I'm hoping, we've only seen one iteration of it so far, but I'm hoping that we will see Macarin enhance what Al Grimson started and move on and move forward with what they're doing. Because I don't think Nicholson and Antonio is a problem at this point.
Personally, I had no problem with the setup. As I said, we created a whole lot of chances. So what more you want the coach to do? And I don't agree with you as it relates to kicking. Whenever they kick one bag of long ball.
Let me chime in.
The only time one bag of long ball kick with don't work. Remember, long ball, the reason why we hate long ball is because we always lose the ball after. So a long ball in football is not bad if it's successful. But the thing is, Damian Lowe is a player up on the field where always a kick over ball because it's not a long pass anymore. Because this man is 31 years old. And you tell me say you play football for so long and you're 31 now. And you have not mastered the art of a long diagonal switch. And you still try every match you fought to come play for Jamaica, dog. Give it up on a year game that. It's obviously not your game. You're 31 now and like you're 21. So just stop it. Stop it. When Ethan Pinnock do it, it work. Ethan Pinnock find Damari Gray around 3-4 times in the game. Him find long diagonals. Obviously some of them no work. But at least them go over the head. You see me? Jesus Christ, when Damian Lowe try it. Brother, I come like it can't, brother, I just got to wing back. Not even a short man can kick a long diagonal for brother. We say, all right, we'll see what you are trying. Come on, dog. But apart from that, everybody else on the team, they were playing well. It's just the chances them will never finish. So I can't cuss the style of play. I can't. Now, and me and man would have been the first man to start cuss about style of play. But seeing it in person and seeing how the team did a move yesterday, I tell you, dog, I can't cuss the style of play. Only in the second half, and it's kind of difficult because when you play against 10 men, it's harder to play against the 11. And Steve McLaren did talk about that. Because when you play against 10 men for an entire half, they only have one goal to protect. Now, when you play against 11 men, them obviously are going to look at ways to score. They're going to look for probe, and that they're going to leave spaces where you can exploit. So it's easy. A lot of people who don't have sense look on it and I say, oh, them go down to 10 man and you can't. Bro, it's harder to play against 10 man than it is against 11. That is a fact.
Yeah, because
especially if you don't have a creative type of player that is going to take the ball, which we know we don't have. So why you cuss and say, Jamaica can't create, Jamaica can't be 10 man. We're not a creative player like that way I do it. We've seen Maggie in the team before. We never see Maggie do it to the extent of how the whole on the talk saying can do it. We've seen Ravel Marcy in the team with someone knock off when I play football, and we still have not seen him done it to that extent of what we now claim him can do. So to be realistic, brother, we don't have that creative type of player, and that's why they might look feet abroad. I see a man in the comment section and talk about JPL. And when we put JPL players out there, they look a shade of themselves. More creative player than JPL. Brother, don't be real, dog. Don't be real, brother. We don't have it, so we have to create a teamwork system, a structure. Which your man do. We play good football, we create chances, punt up a chances, and we don't finish. See, my client can tell Damar Grace when him running past the friggin' defender them when him running past, where Bobby Reed, the same person who say can't create, split the defense, send him through, and him sky it over a shot, over a bar. See my client, that a see my client fault. When Bobby Reed getting head up for score, that a see my client fault. When Michail Antonio get team head up for score, that a see my client fault. When Damian Lowe get the ball on top with the whole of them defenders fell. Like a back road them there. I see my client fault, so the man that score. We create 6 clear-cut chances for score and win a football match. I'm going to see people talk about style of play. Brother using a head dog with style of play.
What I will say to chime in my opinion, the player said this is the best performance that they've had since playing for Jamaica, right? Etc. etc. I'm seeing enough people, they must speak as if like the team is finally turning a corner. But people, please recognize that it is expected that Jamaica should play well against Cuba. Like that's the minimum that you play well against Cuba. Now, I understand that the football did look a bit better yesterday, but it's not a new page for me. You know what I'm saying? Because you expected to dominate Cuba in possession. You expected to create chances against Cuba. However, what will pose challenges at teams like Honduras, the Panama, USA, Mexico, etc., Costa Rica, when you face these teams in latter stages of whichever competition that you'll play them in, the Canada, etc. So for me, I looked at the performance yesterday. I was pleased with the performance, but I did take into context that it was against Cuba. And, a lot of people say, oh, yeah, them go down to 10 man, like you must create these plethora of chances and you must dominate. Bro, I've seen City play against small teams and that the team that go down to 10 man, and even City with the likes of KDB, Erling and Bernardo Silva struggle to break down these teams, because guess what? Their only thing for the rest of the game is to sit back and defend. And sometimes City leave the game with 3 points, but they only score 1 goal. Or sometimes if they score the 1 goal, then the game open up and then bag up them net. You get me? I say, but it's very hard to defend. It's very hard to break down teams that tend to sit back like a Cuba, especially when you go down to 10 man. Isn't it?
And we did break them down. That's what I try to show you. We did create the chances, and like I say, we never do it. So in that case, I can't look on it and say, is the style of play fault? I don't think we honestly, I don't think we did break down Cuba. Money say we break them down.
We had 6 or 7 clear chances from.
So
we did break them down. We did break them down.
When Amari Bell go down the line and cut back the ball on low, what you call that?
Yo,
that? And the system cause that happening,
We break them down.
When we create
that. For me, breaking down. Hold on. Let me point out. You've been on a run.
When we create an overload and play a ball through for Damar Gray run through go score, that is not breaking down. That is an incisive pass.
Yeah, but when you say breakdown, you make it seem like across 90 minutes. I think we had opportunities to score, but when you break down a team is when you have a team. I don't want to say at their knees because that's probably why. But when you have a team begging for the game finish, Cuba never had a beg for the game to finish, brother. We never put Cuba under the knife, brother. We never have Cuba at gunpoint. I say, yo,
hold on. You remember in the first half, Cuba no come out of film half, Cuba no come out of film half the first 30 minutes of the game,
Listen. The Jamaica chances. Where did the chances come from? From the wing, right?
Mostly, yeah.
Putting balls in the box from the wing is not breaking down a team. Those balls that came across. Let me go through the chances. We have pull up Pat Mob right now and go through the chances. Can I come like say you're sick?
Yo, we can't go through every chance you create in another game there.
Bro, and all of them were from balls in the box? Crosses in the box?
Majority of them, yes.
Bro, you're sick in the head.
How much of the ball them come central?
Brother, even if the 5 chances they want me just create, want me just talk about, one of them was from a cross in the box. And that chance was the one where Damari, where Bobby Reed buck. and it go to Shamar Nichols when he fly over the bar. The ball where Bobby Reid play through when he split the defense to Damari Gray when he run down in the box and sky it over the bar inside of the box. Was that a cross? No, the cut back from the byline we will create a ball and carry it around and break them down and would give Amari Bell pan the overlap and him cut it back pan Jamal Lowe. Kick the ball in it. Was that a cross into the box? The chance where Damar where Michail Antonio get in a first half. Where the man goes to books and later upon Jamal Lowe and Jamal Lowe push the ball line. Was that a cross in the box that created that chance?
Right, that never a cross, but you want ball over the top of thing.
What you are telling me say we did not create majority of our chances by you have to be real. Be real
chances,
when you attack. You can't just attack by top of your head, brother. Look at the chances and you can't tell me say most of them come from crosses.
The chance we make we're getting the red card. That wasn't a cross either.
Exactly.
No, but that wasn't a but
and that opportunity.
Hold on. So when a man get fouled, that's a chance. We count the man who get the red card. We count that as a chance now.
No, what I'm saying
is if
you not foul him with that score, If you not foul him with that score, probably with that score.
Majority of the passes, the chances that we created were not from crosses in the box. A one or maybe you can say two.
But watch out. Them say
off at the top of my head.
Them say when you're at the stadium, you see a game differently compared to the one on the TV. So maybe that's see it differently. But let me just get into this article from the Jamaica Gleaner quickly. So the headline from the Jamaica Gleaner is "All bark, no bite. Boys held to scoreless draw by 10-man Cuba." So the article reads, the Reggae Boyz left the National Stadium last night feeling they should have collected all 3 points after a dominant display in their opening CONCACAF Nations League game. A display in their opening CONCACAF Nations League game ended in a scoreless draw against resilient 10-man Cuban outfit. Jamaica controlled the game from the first whistle until the last as the boys saw a plethora of opportunities wasted through poor finishing and goalkeeping heroics by custodian Ralco. I can't remember his name pronounced, but he just see it not too long ago, you know.
Morgan boy name.
No man, the goalkeeper. I think Arrow Zarina. No, me didn't watch the rewatch the highlights and them did pronounce them did say it, so I try catch it. But
boy they too say dog, man extra brother. You man a save a shot, them man a chuck off like a you.
Jamaica Arozarina, I think that's how you pronounce. So Jamaica registered a staggering 21 shots to Cuba's 4 as the team failed to breach the stalwart Cuban defense. The boys started the game in comfortable fashion as a series of build-up plays applied early pressure on the Cuban defense. The first opportunity came in the 28th minute as Michail Antonio laid a pass in the box for Jamal Lowe. Lowe rounded his marker, but his shot at goal was closed down by the out-rushing goalkeeper. Honestly, people, that was not even a shot at goal. The man took the ball at the near post like an idiot, brother. Like, man should just take the shot one time. Jamaica tightened their control over the game with an overwhelming 80% possession in the first half and restricted Cuba without a single shot on target. Cuba went down to 10 men near the end of the first half as defender Yunier Perez was sent off after a professional last-man foul to prevent a Jamaican attack. The boys increased the pressure on their rivals in the second half as Damari Gray broke through on the counter just after the restart. Unfortunately for the winger, he lost his footing on the slippery surface and sent his effort wide. Lowe was the next Jamaican with an opportunity as he latched onto a cross inside the penalty box. However, he skied his close-range effort high and wide in a 4-minute span. Cuban goalkeeper Arozarina made 3 brilliant saves to keep his team in the contest as he denied Michail Antonio, Gray, and Bobby De Cordova-Reid from finding the opener for Jamaica. Desperate for a break, Jamaican fans started chanting for the inclusion of young winger Kaheem Dixon, who was brought on in the 89th minute. However, despite injecting energy on the right wing, Jamaica would fail to find the net as the game ended 0-0. Jamaica's next game sees them traveling to Honduras on Tuesday for their second match of the Nations League campaign. So, the headline from Jamaica Gleaner, or Jamaica Observer, no, Jamaica Gleaner, I should say, is all bark, no bite. Boys held to score this draw by 10-man Cuba. And for me, big up to the Cubans because, to come at the office and, walk away with a point despite being 10-man down, you have to give the Cubans credit in that regard. Me and Dicanio have a difference in terms of how the chances were created, but I wouldn't necessarily say that we did break down Cuba. I mean, the Jamal low chance was a good chance. And one thing we have to kind of critique the players on is that, you see, whenever you play on a bad pitch, you have to know the pitch, you have to learn the pitch in terms of like, just go for one time shot. You take that extra touch to kind of line up the ball. You get me, I say? Because say the pitch is bumpy. Say, depending on how hard the ball is hit or the pace of the ball, etc. By the time you're supposed to kick it, it probably take a bounce off a little grass and it take the trajectory of the shot off a goal. You get me, I say? So I think the players never really adjust. I don't think they adjusted to the pitch at the National Stadium. So that's one thing I would say. But otherwise than that, the performance was good. We just never score. You have to say, Dicanio.
Yeah, bro, I don't show me have to say about that game already, dog. Right now, I'm just disappointed with the players for not finishing off the chances. But there are a whole lot of things in that game that felt different from in the Amir Larmson era. So, obviously, because we not defend all the time, we not have to cost the referee for decisions we make against we. That's another big thing. For most of that match, then I see them and at one point, me and my dad, them and say, wait, nobody not tell the referee about him mother. This feel different. This feel different. You see me now when the Jamaica match as much start referee, I hear them this referee, bro. But that just goes for show, say the way how Jamaica was playing was different. You see me? We barely had any scruffs or anything where we have to say, referee make a bad decision because the ball game did a tick. It keep on going, it kept on moving. You see me, bro? So there are many things that we can look at and say, it's different right off the bat, the way how we were playing. And the players felt it. If you listen to Carl Anderson in the post-match press conference, he made mention of the fact that he's playing in a position that he likes, right? And if you listen to
Casey Palmer, I mean, right?
Yeah, Casey Palmer for say. And if you listen to how the coach himself spoke, right? He made mention of the fact that Lati Odir was playing as a lone six, which allowed Casey Palmer and Bobby Decard to go up and express himself more. We all know that Casey Palmer is not a central midfielder. And that's where Hallgrimson was playing in deep line. And at the same time, make a bag of mistake and make the fans then just never depend him side. I say, where the brother you come from, how him play midfield because I'm the same player. You should be higher up the pitch. And we saw it yesterday, in final playing higher up the pitch. I know everybody are giving man of the match. That just goes to show who did that before was stinker shit. He was a punk. You see me?
So, you're not going to make it this Hallgrimson because I'm seeing no fun now come out that disrespect Hallgrimson.
We're going to get in it
later.
But
Rome, let me just ask you this question, Rome. In terms of the best performing player for Jamaica yesterday, who will you give it to?
It's hard.
Toughy.
It's tough, dog, because it was more of a team performance.
Yeah, but then tell me that, brother. Now tell me that, man. More you who are the best player on the pitch. What's about a team performance?
Hey, look, boy. Show your face. We are talking about to tell you what. You can tell me what I tell you. I'm not about forget.
Just like how the Cubans had one.
I was not finished. And that is the problem. You keep on interrupt people.
Got you.
Allow me to ask me a question and I'm finish.
Got you. Got you.
So as me I say, bro, it's very hard because it was more of a team performance. And I was about to say, I would give it to, who would I say, Lati Bodir. Because...
What? Lati Bodir?
Bad man, listen to me I say no. Most people would give it to Casey Palmer. Casey Palmer was non-existent in the second half to me. First half, he was there and he was doing good. And majority of people gave it to Casey Palmer. But there's a difference in the way Lati Bodir played in this game. I can't give it to an attacker. They will all of them stink up the game, so there's no attacker I could give it to. And I just felt Casey Palmer did not play the role as well in the second half that like what he did in the first half, which gives me no other choice than to give it to a defensive player. Because them keep a clean sheet. They kept Cuba out even when we were at 11 men, and that was based off them being proactive. In that first half, Latibodir counter press was brilliant. He was so aggressive. At one point, two man there around him, and the man still win the ball and clean up and map up. So,
I think Latibodir did play good.
Yeah, brother. So, and that's the thing. Casey Palmer played well, but it was not for the entirety of the game, and that's the reason why I would not give it to Casey Palmer. For the whole game, the 90 minutes, I just have to be real and just give it to Latibodir. What do you think?
Rome, what do you have to say about the man of the match for Jamaica? Like, who was the outstanding performer for the team?
For me, the only person I can think of is Lambiska. And
Yes.
I do think because Lambiska defended well, and when he went up top to attack, he was deadly on the cross. I remember that goal he scored in the I think last year
Nations League,
Nations League.
Panama.
He tried that chopping again this time, but kicked over the bar, but with the left foot. I think he had a great game. When he attacked, he was deadly. When he defend, he was deadly. He was comfortable on the ball. I do think Lambiska was definitely the man of the match in me, because everybody else complete shite.
Yeah, I mean, for me, would I go with Casey Palmer? I could see where, I mean, I did say that body initially, like when Dicanio did say, like, me that question it, but I see where Dicanio is coming from in terms of Lati body, you know. But yeah, but I give to Casey Palmer Lati body, to be honest. You know them way there. I don't think Amaribil had a bad game either, but I think I had a Casey Palmer. If I'm supposed to go with one, probably go with Lati body, because he did win a lot of tackles, he did win a lot of the second balls, and he did play some good balls as well. You know what I'm saying? So. And I really can't fault the team performance overall in terms of who played against the Cubans. What I will say, again, we have to remember, it's Cuba. I expect Jamaica to play well against Cuba. If Hargreaves had the team, would we have played in that fashion? Doubt it. But I think we would have win still, isn't it? To be honest, I consider this a win under McLean, although we never actually win the game. But just after the performance, you know, it's just that we don't score, like, and that's the most frustrating thing. But at least we can look at a game and say, you know what, we'll play good, but we don't score. Yeah, we might not want that, but at least when we go in the next game, the players just have to know. So, all right, then we'll play good last game. Let's play good again, and let's actually score in this game. But Honduras will be a tough opponent in that sense. So it was really and truly was all bark and no bite. You know, we bark, but we never bite the Cubans where it mattered. You know, now more get into this Leon Bailey situation, because you know, I see somebody make a post, Bailey FC, and I see it in a lot of comment section, people talking about how Leon Bailey was missing. So this is a post from a YouTube channel that, you know, staunchly supports Leon Bailey. So it reads, Jamaica Reggae Boyz last 4 games without Leon Bailey in the team, 3 losses and 1 draw against Cuba. 3 losses and 1 draw against Cuba. So the draw came against Cuba. We were told that Jamaica team does not need Leon Bailey and that Leon Bailey holds the team back. But the fact of the matter is that Jamaica with Leon Bailey in the team makes us better. Jamaicans should stop making him a scapegoat and blaming him for everything. Now, you know, honestly, God, I disagree with this this post, because what's the relevance of Leon Bailey not playing in this game? It's like when United lose a game, then bring up Ronaldo, my guy. Okay, then it's been like a couple years now. You know what I'm saying? Like, Leon Bailey has had poor performances for the country. You know, us drawing to Cuba has nothing to do with the team never play well or whatever the case is. And Leon Bailey himself for the national team has missed sitters after sitters. Rome, take this one away. We have to say about that.
Let me just put this out there, put this disclaimer out there before we get into this conversation. I don't think Leon Bailey should play for Jamaica again. Point blank and period. That's my perspective. However,
why?
The man JFF. Why? Well, because this man is focused on his daddy or his father, whatever you want to call him, and their politics, and not football overall.
Yeah, but he make himself available now. So
what I'm saying is, I'm a football fan, right? I want to watch football. I don't give a crap about Bailey, about him daddy and JFF. Him can keep away from football. We want to watch football. But that's for a different day. That conversation is for a different day. Regarding this game and Leon Bailey and his availability and not availability, we know he's injured. Could he have made a difference? That's up in the air right now, because last time he played against Canada, him flop completely flop. Miss amount of chance a goal, multiple chances. So it wouldn't make a difference in this game either. So I don't think that point or that comment that they made regarding Leon Bailey, it's null and void for me, because at the end of the day, it wouldn't have made a difference. Would have still draw either way, take it. That's my perspective. Because
I mean, maybe he could have scored the winning goal, but
maybe he could have missed, just like how he missed against Canada.
Yeah. We just see it when Jamaicans are, Bailey fans do this like false equivalency thing, like, oh, you draw to Cuba, but when you make Leon Bailey like the scapegoat, like, what's the relevance of Leon Bailey and the game yesterday at the National Stadium? It's not like the team played bad. The team did play good. Isn't it? It's just that we never finish our chances, and Leon Bailey has been in teams before where him himself does not finish his food. Isn't me I say?
All right. That means I said the last game they play against Canada in a Jamaica in a National Stadium, right in the office. He missed 2 clear, blatant chances. So
that was a long time ago still, before he got into farm. Let me be a devil's advocate here.
Let me get into farm.
Getting out farm. Last
So
year,
Dicanio,
let me be the devil's advocate here. Because I was at that match when he missed a chance. I have a vlog when literally I cause up be a bad one. Pan Gunner's channel. When he missed them 3 chances. Because for some weird reason, we managed to catch a whole 3 of them with a video camera. It's like God, he just knows somebody to just catch the day for make a vlog. The whole 3 of them we catch, so we catch an instant reaction when it happened. The whole 3 of them, you see me? So I just have to play devil's advocate here because I'm over this Bailey thing. But it vexed him, but no, I don't give a freak. You see me? So let me just play devil's advocate here. At the time when he did have missed those chances, he wasn't in the hot form that he ended last season, with and that he started this preseason. So there was this huge expectation, especially in that March period, that maybe now is the best. Now when we really want to see Leon Bailey in the team. When him dep on farm, when he must score back a goal for Aston Villa, him dep on this high horse. We want to see him at Copa America. We want to see this current Leon Bailey. The one when full of injuries and I get injured every minute. The one when fully fit for a good full season. We didn't want to see the Bailey there. And we haven't seen that Bailey as yet. So the Bailey we want to talk about is a Bailey that we have never seen. Is a Bailey that we have seen from long before. We not talk about the Bailey where we are seeing now, and that Bailey fans are defending. The Bailey fans are defending the Bailey where we are seeing now, because we've never seen that.
So the Bailey, when he played against Canada.
Okay. I don't think Bailey would have made a difference in this game, because as I said, hold on, I won't finish. As I said, we created chances to score, and we've seen Bailey maybe would even end of them chances, and maybe he would have been the one creating those chances. So at the end of the day, I can't say Bailey would make a huge difference for the game. But
so
I can't perspective.
The Bailey will play versus Canada at the national stadium and then go Canada and play. That Bailey wasn't in form at that time?
At that time, Bailey wasn't an on-farm player. You remember say it was to the back end of the season.
No.
Remember
say that last year, December, you know?
No, man, hear me I say.
Who you want us to pull up the stats?
When Jamaica played Canada last year?
Last year, December, brother.
The whole last year.
And that the Bailey never the perform.
Bro, Bailey hit up farm at the start of this year and trickle it down. What do you mean?
No.
Brother, Bailey hit farm at the start of this year and trickle it down right until season done. Where you tell me say?
Last year, 2023. 2024.
And going into the December period, Bailey never as hot as how Bailey end the season.
Let's talk about the football calendar year. Footballing calendar year from 2023, so August 2023 to March, however, 2024. Bailey had a decent year. The most goal he ever scored, the most assists he ever have throughout the whole year.
When the farm start pick up the real estate, the second half of the season.
No, because in the first part.
Yo, Dicanio, let me tell you this. Leading into that Canada game, Bailey started the season with 1 goal, 1 assist. 1 goal less than 2, 3, 4, 5. Couple assists. Yo, the man have couple assists and goal well before going into that Canada game. Because when Jamaica play Canada in November.
Somewhere about that range.
Brother, the man had couple goals and assists going into that game, brother.
How much him done the season with? 10 and 9. That's why I tell you that the most of him farm happening in the latter end of the season after January coming down. So it was still the same regular Bailey with it. That's the way, yeah, man, Bailey can get a 5-goal a season or in a Premier League. But him take it up a notch after in the January period go down. And so that's
nobody's debating that, but don't make it seem like
you mean that just a debate as a in score couple. So brother, you mean nobody wasn't debating that?
Nobody's debating how strong
move on.
Let me just say this. Nobody's debating whether or not the man did finish the season strongly. What we are debating is that you are saying that him never have no farm going into the Canada game.
I never said that. But see, when him farm pick up, stop put words on people mouth. Yeah, listen to your ass, brother.
Brother, there's no farm
pick up. His farm picked up in a January period going towards the end of the season. That's what I said. I never say he wasn't on any farm.
Yeah, tell me about when farm pick up, brother. I just want to make it clear. Say, man, the farm
and I said that I was being a devil's advocate. and trying to shed light on the perspective of Leon Bailey fans. I'm not a Leon Bailey fan, but I was being a devil's advocate for say, all right, that is the perspective that Bailey fans are looking at. Them didn't want to see how him go look after all of this disruption happened. Them just didn't want to see how him go look after having a brilliant season in a Copa America.
Hear what me I say.
What
Hear what me I say. About Leon Bailey thing. Is when Leon Bailey get the suspension, that's when him start kick off. When Leon Bailey get the suspension, when him and the little boy got a party, Zine, when he's supposed to be in a hotel, and the coach say, all right, you're not coming back on in the next trip because you diss me. You're supposed to be in a hotel, you're going to party. Him say, all right, cool. I'm not going to go back to the next to the next camp. That's what him say.
And that's right? When him pick up.
And then he going at the no, this is after. This is after. I remember get suspended after that, you know.
I know.
Because he go Canada. Go Canada. And Shamar and Boza save a life. See? And then the next round when we get caught up, him go, you know the story, right? Him saying quit, him take a break from the blowout team. How him saying him take a break from the team. My question to Leon Bailey fans is this: why is it that if you are supposed to be the savior of Jamaica football, why is it that we can't see you play a decent game for Jamaica football? Why is it that we have to be begging to see you play? You know the best thing we can get out of Leon Bailey? If you go down the flank and salad smarty. And everybody in see them, oh my God, it's so good, look at do it again.
But we haven't seen this yet. We don't see him yet play for Jamaica. This new rejuvenated Leon Bailey, we don't see him play for Jamaica yet. So we just can talk about the past and what we see. So yeah, say you don't want to see the new Bailey and the team at all. You don't want to see what he could have done now. After all this is behind us and he's on this good form, you don't want to see at all how this Leon Bailey would look in the team. You don't want to see that.
What I'm saying is this. I'm going to say it already, I say it again. I don't want Leon Bailey in Jamaica national team. He will go back and play for Jamaica. I have no problem with that. When him score, I'll be cheering. But overall, I don't want to see him in the national team because of what it does to everybody else. You understand what I say? Because if him can do certain things and get over it, other people are going to do certain things and get over it. The fact that he can use whatever power he thinks he has to try to get JFF to move on within Daddy and with speed and all sorts of them things that make sense. A football man want to watch him, brother. A football man want to watch. We also want to see Jamaica play football. Any other politics can see over this up. I already know my position on JFF already. I don't want to hear nothing with I have nothing to do with none of them. But can't manage your party. You can't go with that and then full talk.
Go through person.
I mean, yeah, for me, it just never have any relevance to the game yesterday. I think majority of fans can agree. I think 99% of fans agree that Jamaica did play well yesterday. It's just that we just never scored a goal. I'm going to play a quick video from some fans who did at the National Stadium.
Jamaica, what is really going on?
Jamaica people, we give them a support. We not get nothing. We not get nothing. Coach, we not see what happening in this game, man. We don't see nothing in the way, General. Nothing from the coach. Nothing from the coach, brother. Nothing from the coach. The first match was supposed to get a buzzing game. We don't know what this. God no. When you get the support in the Reggae Boyz, I don't do nothing, you know. That me I tell you, you know. I don't know what I'm going to do, you know, brother. Watch out. Everybody come out to support you, you know, brother. I want to do it. Ain't going to silent the blood clot place. Look how you play silent. Can't believe this to pussy clot, brother.
Oh, listen. Big up to the Reggae Boyz fans or those fans, but that's a bit of an overreaction. If you say they've never seen any from the TV, you see me, I say the one them see enough chance created, man. Oh God, the man them kind of harsh, but you know some people stay in terms of how they view the game. Rome, I don't know if you say what I feel today.
It's tough. It's tough because honestly, I know how he feels. I'm echoing how he feels in terms of the performance overall. But if you think about it, the team played really well in comparison to other performances, previous coaches, right? But I like the idea that there's a bunch of people watching Jamaica football game, because previous years, nobody was watching in the national stadium, and we almost had a full stadium. When I watch the game, I see the bleachers almost full. I mean, I wouldn't see all of the bleachers now, but the side of me see, the guys say, all right, people come to support the team, which is great. But you have to give those fans in purpose and say, yo, listen, me come watch the team play, and team is just not playing. And I think what they are looking for is not what we are looking for. What we are looking for as football people analyze football and watch football is the type of football that we're playing. What they are looking for are not
goals
and salad.
Not goal and win and for salad and flick. When Casey Palmer said to hoops and flick him on the ground and then flick the next one for him kick a shot.
Exactly. It was exactly. Everybody start dry. Everybody start laugh. Right? That type of football I like to see. But at the end of the day, we want to see a different, because we know it's going to be difficult when you move forward and move to a different opponent. So again, I can understand what he's saying. Definitely understand what he's saying, but just continue to support the team. That's all I can say. Continue to support the team.
Yeah, and you can imagine when like Greenwood forward or Bailey and them people there, even more support. They made the come. I know say enough people got the stadium where support Bailey, but I know say enough man stay them here because Bailey never did it.
Enough man go because them here say Bailey they on the list, but they weren't updated. Say so enough. One of the reasons why I did pack so too because them think Bailey did it. But
so they're not gonna follow the updates.
Yeah, but some of them don't really follow up the thing, so them just say yo Bailey did it, and them say me go watch Bailey. But me reach stadium man I say what Bailey there. So I feel laugh dog, you see me.
So when they did the game, man asked Leon Bailey there.
Yeah, brother. I tell you, say them just not follow up like they might not follow up the YouTube space or follow. Them just here say the initial release when it go on, them here say Leon Bailey are forward. So them say, all right, we are going to match because Leon Bailey are play. So when we reach a stadium and I say, we're Bailey there.
Them would have well disappointed. But Conrad Smith say, we see we're not really fans. I mean, the man that probably under some liquor to be fair, because the man them literally said nothing from the team. But as I say, some man just business about the flicks and the tricks and the goals. You get me? I say, but listen, we just have to encourage the boys. It's a good performance. Vast majority of people express them did happy with the team performance. I just scoring the goals. You see me? I say, a lot of times we play against these smaller nations and we don't create half the chances we create against Cuba. You see me? I see Haiti and Honduras come national stadium and struggle against some of them team there. You see me? I say so. Big up to the Reggae Boyz. People will come to the end. However, we have the punk of the week, and before I give you guys the punk of the week, just go ahead, like the video, share, subscribe if you're new, drop your thoughts in the comment section. Dicanio, give me a drum roll for the punk of the week. By the way, people, before I give the punk of the week, who do you guys think is the punk of the week in the comment section? Conrad, what do you think I get the punk of the week?
I want to drop 2 punks in the comment section before.
When you say people, CR7, the man say Euros equal to World Cup. First, me ever hear this people. The man say the Euros equal to the World Cup.
Before we go to that though, for all on with the year, we have dropped this video tomorrow on the Gunners YouTube channel. The player ratings for the game. So you can look out for that tomorrow morning as the father for this I edit the video. I know so I get quality videos from me. You see me? So when just look out for the video here tomorrow, like up the video, get the likes to 100 and get it out there. You see me? So you can expect this video tomorrow morning. Reggae Boyz player ratings versus Cuba. Now,
before me give the punk of the week again to the Cuban goalkeeper, I said to somebody every minute me hear the commentator mention Las Vegas Lights, and I say, boy, the way the keeper here plays like he want to move from the Las Vegas Lights, brother. You see, I say, the one get a better move to the MLS campaign at the USL. But anyways, people, the punk of the week goes to, and by the way, this was not my selection. It goes to Hallgrimsson. Jaime Hallgrimsson, selected by none other than Dicanio. And people, I disagree with this selection in terms of the punk of the week. Reason being, bro, like who expected Ireland to beat England?
Me not care. Like, this is a bias show, which means we are gonna have my bias pick. And this is the punkest of all punks. Left Jamaica. You see? Left Jamaica run Ghana Island and get dumped up. And guess what? The two player them will sell out Ireland. We go play for England. I 2 player them bag up him net. Jack Grealish, where they play for Ireland and left go for England. And Declan Rice, where they play for Ireland left go for England. So guess what? Punk Grimmy. Coach Punk Grimmy Al Grimson is a punk for this week. You see me? That me I try to tell you, bro. Give him a round of applause too.
Yeah, Dicanio.
First loss. And I wish him loss. I wish every game him play with Ireland him lose. I promise you. Every game him play with Ireland, I wish nothing but a loss. You should have been more.
Why it's so like a vexer? Why it's so like a vexer, brother?
Of course. A waste man that better than 2 years worth of development the man waste, you know. And
hold on. You went into a Copa America.
And a 2 years worth of development party. You're going
brother, the man waste, brother. Another coach could have forward and use the development.
Yo, you thought you were better than what you actually were going into Copa. And disrespect Ecuador, and disrespect Mexico, and disrespect Venezuela. I want to get thump up. All of us are Coach Jaime Algrim so far, brother. I disagree with that the selection.
Bro, the man gone, the man find an extra job. You think negotiations are overnight?
No.
The man done the negotiations with Ireland already.
He ain't playing for a long time. He ain't playing for a long time. We know he ain't playing for a long time.
Bad faith. All of them things mark him up. Don't feel like this time left, you know.
And a bad faith,
brother. Of course, a bad faith. Brother, you're not supposed to talk to no other team. Rightfully, you're not supposed to talk to no other team until you're down to 6 months for any contract. And the players alone it for. And the man have a contract with you until 2026. So you tell me, say, bad faith, the man operating now. Bad faith. That's why I have him up. He's a punk.
Yeah, man, say. Listen. If me I work at a job and they might pay me $6,000 a month, and somebody come and link me and say, yo, you know, say me want to give $24,000 a month. You think say me I go look upon that and say,
I'm gonna
do me $6,000 a month. No, I'm gonna take my $24,000 a month.
You're right, you know. You're 100% right.
Okay. So we can't complain.
Bias, brother. Bias, dog. Don't ramp with my football. He's the punk of the week.
I think it's just an overreaction. Nobody expected Ireland to beat England.
It's
Ireland
not
has
about
been
Ireland. What you not get about it? It is not about Ireland losing. It is just about the fact that he lost. I don't care about Ireland.
Yeah, but you see, when you go in a Copa America, when you expect to come out of the group, when you make it out of the group, but all of a sudden the man is a punk. Bro, the team just not ready, brother.
He's a punk. He's a punk, dog. But that's
I think, listen, Rome, if Algrim City is still in that job, I think eventually would have qualified for the World Cup. Simple put it.
Anybody can qualify with. My granny can do.
Yo, only the oldest man who couldn't qualify for the World Cup, I tell you more.
Let's fit this one out.
But except Tapa. We have to make the World Cup this year. Because you know, I already know it. USA, Canada, and England and Mexico in our World Cup already. So we have to make it. There's no question about it.
And before we end, people, once again, just head over to the 4th official YouTube channel. That's Rome's YouTube channel. Subscribe. Owen, when I see your subscribers hitting us, so just go over there and subscribe. Rest of the people in the comment section. We'll come to the end of the show. So as you guys depart, just go over there and subscribe. United fan, fellow Manchester United fan, plus obviously a Reggae Boyz fan. So just go over there. Stop before you reach your destination. Subscribe, jump back on the bus and reach your destination. But we'll come to the end of it, people. And before we sign out, let me just give you guys the outro. Before that as well, people, like, share, and subscribe. Respect for the continuous support. Until next time, stay safe, people.